Okay. Call this meeting to order of the pool board. We have, first I'm going to, Jake Thatcher. I don't know if you guys all know him. Jake and Mandy. Anyway, they've done really a lot of work for us, computer-wise. Thank goodness. Jake graduated from ISU, and you guys all remember Node 1 technology. That's your man right there. Anyway, he founded that technology. It provided internet for all of us, even for the city of Linton. And 2014, he sold it. But over the years, Jake's worked with cities and towns across Indiana, and he's got a lot of grants. He modernized the City Information Center and communications. He's worked for the police and the fire department. But anyway, they live here, and he's put his money in downtown Linton. They've he's renovated several buildings in the downtown area, and he's an early investor in Green Geek Recycling. I remember that. Today, Jake's a founder and chief technology officer of Evolve AI. Is that right? It's a financial technology company. But what he really is here about tonight is that his family's here. Actually, Mandy's uncle helped built the pool. His construction company built the pool. So anyway, Jake is from Greene County, Amanda's from Sullivan, but we got her over to the good side. But anyway, he's here to help us work on the pool, update us. He has found out a lot of information. One of the things that we had talked about was admission prices, and then we took it off, and I said I wanted to talk about it tonight. Believe it or not, grants available to us, and I'll let Jake take it from here, has a lot to do with our admission prices. So Jake?
Thanks, Linda.
We need to add that to the agenda first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to make a motion. It's an update at the pool, and that includes,
Okay.
let's see.
To include it with that one?
Yes.
You had said you were gonna add it, so I
Yes.
just.
Yeah, it was just the updates at the pool, and I'd like to have someone make a motion to talk about the the admission prices of the pool and the concession stand planned. Admission pricing study and the concession stand plan. I'd like to add those to the agenda.
I make a motion to add this.
One second.
All in favor? Do we need to call for a vote, or can we?
All in favor?
Aye. All right, sorry, Jake.
No worries.
Excuse me, can you see him in the screen?
No.
Okay, I need to move the podium up.
I can just move it up here. Is that okay? Good?
It's a lie.
I'm sure. So.
Gotta love technology, right?
Yeah, a little delay.
Can you fix that for us?
No,
Okay, sure. So, thanks, Linda, for the introduction there. My wife and I got involved, kind of saw some of the stuff going on with the revitalization group. Thought it was really a great thing for the community, and wanted to see if we could help. We worked on to start with kind of a comprehensive plan, and kind of figured out what the pool would look like in a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, what needed to go in the swimming pools. Through that, by finding that information, a lot of that was found out by talking to other towns, other cities, pool companies that service municipal pools, figuring out where what pools need and what Linton pool needed. And I've been involved now with a lot of the companies coming down, looking at the pool, not only for the liner, just different feedback, learning what everybody else is doing. And learned in the process that pools take a lot of money to operate and operate safely. And that's the fundraising that's been done. It's been great, but I feel there's a lot of opportunity out there for grants. And that's what I wanted to share with you today with some grant opportunities that I've already started looking into, and how the concessions and how the admission price and how that all goes together. And so we start looking at grants. It's just something to keep in mind. So one of them so there's several different ones that I've listed. The first one that we're working on currently is with the Greene County Community Foundation, and also with a Lilly endowment being passed through the foundation. It's one that's in reach. It's one that the pool has received before. I've worked on helping with the same grant with another town that's close by, achieve some funding in the past. So I think it's something that's within reach. It's coming up May 11th is the due date. We've already started working on it, and we're going to submit for that through the revitalization project as that grant. Another one is through is Indiana Okra, which many years ago I was involved in Okra with the state of Indiana. We worked on broadband development throughout the state, so on an advisory board to Okra. I'm very familiar with their process. We went through and helped broadband operators throughout the state of Indiana obtain grants for developing broadband. And that was probably at least 15 plus years ago, 20 years ago almost. And one of those grants came to Linton. It was a little over $1 million. We worked on it with the school here, the hospital, all this went together. I think it was in 2008 when the city of Linton received that. Still infrastructure, still here today, and still being used for the city of Linton and for a lot of these businesses and public places. So Okra has a block grant. It's a federal block grant that could be obtained. These can come out to starting probably around $250,000 to $750,000. They can be in conjunction with the city, the revitalization group can work on them together. It could be a grant that it awards just more for the pool. It could be a grant that's for the parks. It could be for other projects that the city has. You can all go together on that. Morgan County, this is who I compared it to, is Morgan County just up the road from us. They were awarded $610,000 last year for an Okra grant. So that was kind of a great deal. Also, the Indiana Land and Water Conservation Fund is another one. We don't know the status of that just yet for 2026 and 2027, but it is a possibility that grant would be somewhere in reach, and that's administered by the DNR, and the state administers that. So those are a start, right? So there's a lot of other grants out there, but those are ones that I feel can be obtained. We work on them. I think we can be able to get an opportunity there. So I guess the next question is why we're pursuing grants, right? What do we need grants for? We've been raising money already for the, we've been actually raising money already with the revitalization group. And so that money's there. The city was, last council meeting, as you're aware, voted for $175,000 towards liner repair. Hopefully that goes in this year as well. And all of that is a driving force of getting grants, right? So we have a private investment, we have the community involved. We're raising money there. So that's a point. Everything in grants is done through a rubric and a point system. And we've got to meet those check marks when we go to apply for these grants. And we have to have a cause. Why do we need the grant? Well, electrical at the pool for inspection, repairs, grounding, making sure everything's in compliance, pump and filtration systems, making sure those all work. They work properly. Concrete, the decking around the pool, some of the stuff that needs improvements. One of the things revitalization is looking at is diving boards, right? Getting the diving boards replaced, getting them up to brand new. They may be there's some talk that they might be the original ones that were there in 1965. So those can be updated and improved. Looking at ADA accessibility, some ADA features featuring in for the pool. Also improving the fence, painting, making it look nice out there, and any other need that would arise that grant funding could be used for. So, and I'll add to that, not every cause is gonna, be met by a grant. I mean, a grant's not gonna satisfy everything. But where the city's putting money into the pool, the community's putting money in the pool, that helps tremendously with being awarded for grants. It shows that we're working towards it, and we're putting effort towards it. And so going towards that, we looked at what other towns and cities have done, municipalities have done. How did they get a grant? So Linton, based on research, is a moderate to low income community. So a $5 admission fee, it's kind of hard when you got several kids and you're bringing them to the pool. Whereas, Sullivan, Bloomfield charge that same price. And they may have to drive there, obviously, and there's more features. Their pool's improved and has more features than what Linton does. We also can show this as an attendance. So by lowering the price, the attendance should go up once the pool's up to date and everything's done. We show that attendance increase when we apply for grants. We say, look, we went from 40 people coming to the pool. We say now there's 75 or there's 100 kids coming to the pool because they're paying $3 instead of $5. It becomes easier for the kids and whoever's coming to the pool. That shows responsible from the city standpoint, shows from the pool standpoint that, look, we're trying to help the community and we're bringing that in and we're showing it at a price. So that's pretty much in the concessions. What they found in some of the research that I did and compared this. I have all this data. You don't want to bore you with data today. You've got some of it in front of you, but when they lowered the admission price, the concession sales went up. So it kind of offset. And also in front of you, you also have a sheet, I believe, if it got printed out, that kind of shows the comparison of what a $3 admission looks like versus a $5 admission to the pool.
It's on page 6.
And all that information came from other, was derived, I think the sources might have been included from other towns and cities that have done the same thing by lowering admission prices and what their concessions went up. So first focus for grants obviously is attendance, get that attendance up at the pools to show more utilization of the pool, and then through that the concessions, obviously. So but anyhow, that's some of the stuff we're working on. I just wanted to just bring the full board up to speed on kind of what the revitalization is doing, how attendance strengthens our applications when we go for grants, and we just wanted to communicate basically tonight, and that's. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions I found. And as I said, this is an ongoing process. It's a starting process, and there'll be more along the way as we work on that. But we are actively going for the May 11th one for the Community Foundation right now, hopefully for the pool, and the Lily as well. I think the Lily's being worked on. Prior to these things, so.
Anybody have any questions? I just passed this out to them tonight, Jake, so we can look at it.
And it was just some information only. I'm not here to say you need to set the pool price at $2 or $4 or $5 or $10. That's just based on information that has been from other communities that have done the same thing. And if we want to receive grants or be, I guess, more eligible to receive grants at that price, we can demonstrate that we're accommodating the community that we live in, and for the low income and
Well, I do,
hopefully bringing our attendance up too. We got
yeah, I
our
do have to
attendance up.
say, I never even, I knew I considered the price decrease because we have 3 diving boards. Sullivan's got Disneyland, you know, Bloomfield's pretty close behind Disney, you know, they've got Holiday World, and we've got 3 diving boards. I never considered that grants were affected by the price. I really
And
didn't.
also attendance, because we
Yeah.
want to show that, hey, look, the community's utilizing the pool. You know, and I maybe, you know, as we improve the pool, the price can come up, you know, as we get more features and, you know, as we work through it, then the price can go to where it needs to be, or comparable to Bloomfield or Sullivan at that point. Maybe we'll have Disneyland or.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, Ashley, are you gonna speak? Okay, all right.
Okay, anybody have any questions or anything? As I said, you can reach me anytime if you have any questions, and as I said, this is a working progress, this is not anything, you know, this is just the information roughly so far, so.
We appreciate all you've done and all the information, and we'll take a look at this, and I'm sure we'll consider it.
Okay, thank you guys.
I also forgot to add to the agenda, we were gonna talk about lifeguards, is that lifeguarding certification? So I'd like to ask if we could get that added to the agenda, someone would make a motion. Yep. All in favor? Aye, okay. Next on the agenda is the swim team. Numbers roughly here somewhere. It's time to do the swim team contract. We've got a few members here from the swim team. Actually, I'm not sure how to, I hope I explained this right. There's a lot more things that need taken care of at the pool than the liner. We will not know, Mayor, you can correct me, if till May 11th, is it May 11th, council meeting? May 11th, we're opening bids and awarding them. So we don't know who's put that they can start in the middle of May, which bid's gonna say they can start at the end of July. So we're just kind of in a holding pattern. And this is just my opinion. If I was on the swim team, I wouldn't sign a contract with a pool that doesn't have any water in it. I'm not saying it's not gonna have water. That's not what I'm saying. But right now, you know, we're looking at a liner. The liner was in a lot worse shape than we thought. And we're just, even the revitalization program is kind of in a holding pattern to see what we're gonna do until we get the bids for the pool and get them open. Is that correct? Or if you guys have any questions, or go ahead. Chrissy, you got
Well, so you're saying the liner, they may not be able to do the liner until.
I don't know. We have sealed bids coming in. They have to be in, I believe, by noon next Monday. I don't know what's in those bids. I mean, I haven't saw any of them, of course. So I don't know if Lonnie's company can put it in May and have it open by Memorial Day, or if Leora's company starts in June and has it in July 4th. We don't know. So I know that's not probably the information you want to hear, but that's the only information I have.
So those are supposed to be in by noon Monday, and will we know at the meeting Monday night as far as who you guys are going with?
Should.
Yeah. And then, and in their, I could be wrong, Claudia, but in their packet, I think they had a completion date, or a start date, I'm sorry. Do they have the start or when they would be available? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I've looked at so many
Okay,
things like that.
all right. So,
I think that was in the specs. that you said.
okay, so we'll know when they can put the liner in. We can certainly try to patch that liner. I was out there working all day today to pump water out. I've got some pictures, I think I sent them maybe to Ashley. I didn't realize this, there's a filter down at the bottom of the deep well, the big long white thing that comes out. All around that, there's surface water coming in, clear surface water. I didn't know it till I was down there, and I've got pictures I'll be glad to show you guys after the meeting. I didn't know that till I was down there trying to get it all pumped out. And I was there, I think I got there about 2 o'clock. I left at 4. I had a puddle of water probably about as big as these 2 tables, and I couldn't get it pumped out because the water was coming in from underground. Ashley, you were there helping me with the hose. It's still not all pumped out. I finally just gave up because I had to come to the meeting. So other than what I said, I don't know what to tell you guys. We all want the swim team at the pool. I mean,
Rumor has it.
Not so much.
yeah,
but
rumor has
I
it,
mean,
not so much,
You might
but
nip that right now.
yeah, that is not true. We want the swim team at the pool. The swim team has been at the pool as long as the pool's been there. That's not true that we don't want it there. We were just looking at some more income. I've looked at you guys' paperwork. Chrissy, you sent me the paperwork. We're not there to take your money. You guys are surviving just like our revitalization program is. You're surviving just like our pool is. You're surviving just like the golf course. You guys aren't there to get rich, and according to your expenses, you're not getting rich. So maybe this year we just kind of, we're just in a holding pattern, and I don't have an answer for you guys, and I don't want to blow smoke up your nose and tell you, oh, we're going to open that pool. Because honestly, sitting here, if any one of us say we are, they're not telling the truth. We just don't know.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So my question, I think, along with not knowing if the pool is going to be feasible, but I think from what I'm heard is they are asking also, like, if the pool is going to be open, and that's wonderful if it does, are we going to raise their fee?
I don't think we should. That's my opinion.
Okay. I think that is a fear that they're worried that we're going to raise the fee, and I know I myself am going to vote against that
Okay.
because I feel like that one of our main purposes or one of our main things that we're trying to raise the money for was, hey, this is the only place around that we could have these meets.
Green County.
Yes, so I felt like that was one of our selling points for raising this money, so I feel like that we should,
Somebody's coming in. Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. And like I said, we just don't have an answer for you guys until next Monday night. And if we open a bid and Lonnie's company says Monday night says Tuesday morning she can start putting in that liner, that's great. But we also have electrical problems out there that need to be addressed, and we've got some concrete problems. We want to do this right. We don't just want to slap on a liner and things not be done. We want to do it right. I think we've got the funds to do it. We're getting the funds to do it. We've got grants available. So you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer them.
So as far as the unknown goes, you don't plan on raising the contract, there's no trying to take any of our concessions, like, can you guys discuss that without signing the contract?
Can we tentatively approve the renewal of the contract if
The pool
the pool opens?
I believe
As
we
is,
can.
no changes.
I mean, one concern I have is that it actually costs the city money because they're not paying enough covering all the hours that they have the pool. And I'm not talking practice. I'm talking just when we have to close early because you guys have a swim meet.
Okay.
and you pay, I mean, basically it's like you're paying for a pool party, but we're closed longer than a pool party. We're not getting any concessions. I mean, I'm not looking to increase the cost by so much that it's gonna, make you guys not be able to do what you're doing. And something that I've even said is, why don't we charge people $1 a day when you guys have swim meets? Just something to help offset the cost. You can't go anywhere with any sports around here that are not, even with the school, and you don't pay to get in, whether it's $1.
None of our swim meets we go to charge.
None of them do.
But you guys have some that you have to pay for your children's individual events.
Invitationals.
The parents don't pay.
Yeah.
The team does.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that was just one idea I had as
Yeah.
paying going to softball games and things like that. Maybe each kid on swim team, parents donates $5, something. It just shouldn't cost the city the money that it's closed for all the hours. I mean, I'm not trying to go against the swim team at all. My job is finance and the city.
In your finance, are you figuring in, that we are keeping the chemicals stirred up, nobody's having to go in there?
Yeah,
you're not having to pay anybody
I'm
to do that.
keeping, to me, that's you guys getting the practice for free. That's all of the practices that you guys get for free.
So
But-
it's essentially based on my calculations, if there's typically 4 meets a year at our pool,
Is that about right?
that's 4 times what a pool party is $175. So the $700 does cover the cost.
Exactly a 2 out, but it's longer than that. We're shutting down early.
What she's saying, a pool party happens do they happen at 7,
They happen at
6:30?
7 or at 9.
Okay. I think at a pool, at you guys' swim meets, don't you shut down at 4:30, 4:35?
About there. I think we start setting up like at 5.
So we're shutting the pool down hour and a half early.
And we lose the aerobics. If
Yeah.
it's an aerobic night.
Yes. And 3 of the ones for this coming year are aerobic nights.
Yeah. So we do lose income.
So how many people come in after 4:30 and pay to swim? Like, aren't those people already there? They leave.
They get a half price.
They get half price on
They
those
do
days?
get half price when they come in, and I think it's actually 4. I don't think it's 4:30. I think it's half price.
And I do know the aerobics ladies, they bring,
full price.
they pay $5, and I believe their average was 12 ladies, a session, so that's $60. So I think I counted up that we would lose $180. I'm gonna call it aerobic money. We would lose $180 aerobic money because you guys are having 3 swim meets during the aerobic time.
Can they not since we know in advance, can they not schedule the aerobics for either a day before or a day after?
I mean, they might be able to. It's in the ordinance.
Say what, hun?
I believe that's why we were supposed to give them the schedule, was so they could kind of schedule around that and make sure they didn't miss any of their nights.
Yeah, and I have to say, I haven't talked to Mary Stalkup about it. So,
So can we figure then?
And we do always pay for a party, like,
yeah, and you're not even having that this year. You're gonna have your party during a swim practice?
well, yeah, we had talked about it, yeah, there's some board members that I don't think are on board with that, so we're gonna talk about that.
Okay, all right.
So can we figure out the price of what, do we have the price of what we will lose for that time that?
We would lose $180 in aerobic, I'm calling it aerobic money. But like Chrissy said, I don't know if the aerobic ladies are gonna change different times. I don't know that, I haven't talked to them about it.
Okay, let's say that they do though. So
Okay.
let's say that they do. How much money are we losing aside of that? Cause you said we're closing early.
We're closing early. We're losing concessions. We're losing admissions.
Okay, so have we figured a dollar sign for that?
I mean, I've done some figures, And to me, if we could just increase their contract by like $180 or $200 to cover the loss of that, at least we're getting something.
Okay, I'm gonna propose this. We don't know what's going on with the pool. We're in limbo till May 11th.
We are.
We're in limbo. And because of that, that puts added pressure on the swim team. Puts added pressure on me, believe me. I know there's several out there it puts added pressure on. I'd just like to make the motion, if and when the pool opens, we keep the price the same this year.
I feel we should table it and talk about it some more in an executive meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's decisions that need to be made, but you know, I'm just trying to make sure that we aren't losing money, and we are losing money.
Well, we're losing money. We have the pool open, we're losing money. I mean, we are. That's why we're in the predicament we're in.
I've had a lot of people like, I think the water, I know it's an old pool, it's not like pretty, but the water is some of the prettiest water that you'll see in any of the pools around, I think. And I think really the swim team is a big part of it. Like she said, stirring up the water every morning. I mean, with all those kids swimming, you know, doing the laps every morning, that's really good for the pool.
It is.
Really helps. I mean, not that we're the only reason why it looks good, but I know that helps.
And it does. I being a pool owner myself, if you don't get that water stirred up, you've got problems. Anyway, my motion is, and I would like to see the contract stay the same for this year. We're all in limbo. And they, you know, in reality, they may not even get their 4 swim meets in this year.
I second that motion. Because I don't think that, I think there's gotta be another way.
I think it's fair to say that maybe once we get some of these things fixed, perhaps maybe next year, we look at that, because I just think it's fair to keep it the same for this year, especially since there's a lot of unknowns, and I just think that's the right thing to do.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, I was just looking in general at, you know, with all the issues we had last year.
That's fine. And like I said, I made the motion to keep the price the same this year. Lonnie seconded it. I'd like to take a vote on it.
All in favor, I guess?
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. And like I said, Katrina is involved with the swim team and the revitalization. She's easy for me to reach. Chrissy, I know you work. I always hate, I'm afraid I'm calling you when you're at school or doing something. Believe me, as soon as we can get that pool open, we're gonna get it open. But we are in limbo. We just are. Just things happen. We got into that pool. It's a lot worse than we thought it was. You know, there's electrical things that need fixed. The high dive is a disaster. I mean, it truly is. And even if that high dive isn't going to be open till it gets fixed, I don't care if we've got a liner made of gold. That high dive isn't going to be open. So I hate to put you guys in that predicament, but we're in a predicament also too. And I hope you understand that. And we, this board, me, Lonnie, Leora, Tammy, Claudia, we are not against the swim team. And I think I got that resolved a couple days ago. I hope I did. But we are not against the swim team. We've never been against the swim team. So we're just trying to get things straightened out. That's all I got. And I'm sorry, but it's just the way it's going to be this year. Hopefully, and believe me, there's several of us out there that's lost sleep about trying to get this pool opened within a reasonable time. So appreciate you guys all coming. If you're interested at all in the pool, I ask you to please show up next Monday at 6 o'clock for the council meeting. so we can get the bids awarded. You'll know right then when it's gonna be done. But if you guys don't step up and come to the meetings and stuff and show your support, and not you guys, but you only show your frustrations on Facebook, that's not good. So I'm just asking that you guys do your part and step up and help us, because that will help us. So if anybody has any other questions? Okay, Laura, you want to talk about the lifeguarding certification?
Yeah, so obviously this is tentative based on conversations this evening. However, I did get with Brian Loneman from the Vigo County Aquatic Center. He's agreed to come to us to provide the lifeguard certification. We do meet the required minimum of 5 lifeguards to be certified. They have already received their Red Cross course online modules. They are to complete that before June 1st. The current plan is for him to come to us June 1st, 3rd, and 4th from 8 to noon. CPR from 1 to 2:30 on the 1st. I will need to see if I can reserve one of the shelters for that so that they have a private location for the CPR portion of that. It would be from 1 to 2:30.
And I was gonna get your information after you talk with Brian and see if we can maybe use Shakamak Pool for the lifeguarding. I honestly don't see a way the pool's gonna be open June 1st. So either them or maybe Bloomfield would let us use their facility. Maybe they've got some lifeguards that need certified.
Okay.
That's about all we can do unless these kids have to travel. They may have to travel to Terre Haute to get their training. I don't know. It's just, you got, the swim team's in limbo, the pool board's in limbo, lifeguarding's in limbo, until we get these bids open and get the pool lined out and get the needed fixtures that need done. So, anybody have anything else they want to bring before the board?
I'll go ahead now.
Okay.
Am I in the picture?
You will be. You're not yet, but.
I just wanted to kind of echo a lot of what Linda has said here today, and that since the council meeting, I think it was April 13th, we've been working hard to do site visits at the pool, see what's going to be needed to be done for the 2026 season. And the main goal is to fix the pool and fix it right. And so ultimately, we're hoping to get that done. But as Linda said, we don't know what the bids are going to be. We don't know who can start when and what the council's going to do as far as awarding the bid. And so I just want to kind of echo that Linda has been the swim team's probably biggest ally and fighting to keep the contract the same. I kind of support Claudia in charging an admission. I'm a sports parent and I've not gone to a sporting event without admission. As I understand, maybe other swim teams don't charge them. But I don't know that they're gonna not come to Linton for a swim meet because we charge $1 a head to come into the swim meet. So I think that could be something to be looked at to keep your guys' contract price the same, but then the city could make up for where they're losing revenue if admissions is charged, because ultimately that's no money out of the swim team's pocket, but it helps fill that gap for the lost revenue of the city. So I think the revitalization project and the group, we would be supportive of an admission, but again, that's something clearly the swim team would have to consider, as well as, I guess, the pool board, but that's where I'm at on things, so thanks for letting me talk, guys.
And I'd like to add, I'm not against Claudia and Tammy for wanting to have an executive session. This year is like no other year that we've ever had at the Linton Pool. It's all new. We're doing the best we can. So that's, I think, maybe the other swim teams are waiting because nobody else charges $1. So maybe if we start, maybe we're starting a trend. I hope we do. But like I said, I want to keep like I said, we voted to keep the contract the same. We're in limbo and you're in limbo, and this isn't fair to you. So that was the reason I asked to keep the contract the same this year. Believe me, if there was any way we could get this thing going and moving, I'd be the first one out there working. So just, it is what it is. Can't swim if there's no water in a pool. So that's about all I have to say. Anyway, I do appreciate everyone that came and everyone that has voiced their opinion, everyone on the board. We all work together. So thanks again for coming. Is there any other business? We have a motion to dismiss.
I'll second.
All in favor? Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.